Welcome to Retail Pricing Unlocked, the podcast powered by InsightTrack. With over 15 years of experience supporting retailers, we share expert insights and strategies to help you turn pricing into a competitive advantage. Now, here's today's episode.
If you walk down almost any UK high street today, or actually even just think about your own online shopping, you can sort of feel this tension, can't you?
Yeah, there's definitely something shifting. A really fundamental change happening in retail.
Exactly. And it's deciding which brands sink, which swim, and, well, which ones just aren't connecting anymore. So today, we're going to take a focused look at this change, something often called the barbell effect.
It's a great analogy, actually. Come from finance, but it works perfectly for retail. You picture a weightlifter's barbell, right?
Yeah.
You've got these two big heavy weights on the ends. That's where the growth and the profit are now clustering in retail.
And then there's the bar in the middle.
Exactly, a narrow, vulnerable bar connecting them. And that's the middle ground of UK retail right now. It's getting squeezed.
And that's where it gets really interesting, isn't it? Because the whole idea of this barbell effect is that success is increasingly found at those heavy ends, the premium end and the value end.
It seems you, the consumer, are making much clearer choices. It's almost binary. You either want the absolute best price you can find, or you want the very best experience, something that feels genuinely worth paying more for.
Which creates this huge, well, almost existential problem for loads of retailers, doesn't it?
It really does, because if you're trying to just tick along in the middle, decent enough quality, okay prices, you're getting hit from both sides.
You can't be cheap enough to meet the discounters.
And you're not special enough, not distinct enough to get people to pay a premium price. So our task today really is to unpack what this means, especially for the smaller independent retailers, the SMEs, who often find themselves stuck right in that precarious middle bit.
Okay, let's start this exploration then maybe by looking at that first heavyweight, the value vanguards, the budget end.
Right. Their approach isn't just about being cheap. It's almost like operational warfare.
Ruthless efficiency.
But totally. It's built on massive scale, stripping out every possible cost and leveraging that to offer prices that others just can't match.
The offer to the customer is pretty straightforward then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maximum convenience, lowest possible cost, purely transactional. Think about the big players in the UK.
Aldi, Lidl, they spring to mind immediately.
Yeah, masters of the streamlined supply chain. Yeah. Then you've got B&M, Home Bargains doing huge volumes in general stuff. And, well, you can't ignore Amazon Marketplace, can you? That constant downward pressure on price.
And the shopper at this end, they just want the deal.
Pretty much. Highly price sensitive, looking for speed and value. They're not really there for the brand story or a lasting relationship. It's about the transaction right now.
Which makes it incredibly hard for smaller businesses to even think about competing there.
Oh, completely. It's almost impossible. To lead on value, you don't just need size. You need serious tech behind you.
You mean more than just checking competitor websites?
Miles more. We're talking sophisticated price intelligence software, automated retail price tracking systems running constantly, analyzing competitors, adjusting prices automatically.
Wow. Okay, so the technological gap is huge.
It really is.
Yeah.
Imagine a big discounter, right? Millions of products, maybe across different countries. Their systems are crunching data on competitor prices, thousands of changes, maybe daily.
And automatically repricing their own stuff.
Instantly. While keeping those tiny margins. That level of efficiency, the ability to actually win a price war if you need to, that's a massive barrier. If you're a medium-sized shop trying to fight on price without that tech and scale, it's just not a race you can win. You probably can't even afford to enter it.
Yeah, a bit daunting. So, okay, if that budget end is all about scale and tech-driven price, let's swing over to the other end of the barbell, the experience and quality kings, the premium end.
Right. And these guys win in a completely different way. It's not about cutting costs. It's about delivering value that's just undeniable.
How do they define that value?
It's about superior quality, certainly, but also things like amazing in-store experiences, really personal service, and building a strong brand prestige. They create a powerful reason why their prices are higher.
Yeah.
It becomes part of your identity almost to buy from them.
So the customer here is different too, not just looking for cheap.
Definitely not. They are value sensitive, mind you. They want their money's worth, but they're not primarily price sensitive. They're looking for authenticity, maybe status. They'll happily pay more because they genuinely see and feel the extra value, the quality of the story.
Can you give some examples?
Well, you've got the obvious luxury players like Selfridges or Harrods, where shopping is almost theater, isn't it? An event.
Yeah.
But it's also happening with smaller direct-to-consumer brands. Artists and producers, ethical coffee subscriptions, unique fashion labels online. They thrive because they offer a genuine story, a connection, maybe shared values.
That makes a lot of sense. So their real strength is in that narrative, the emotional connection. It's like you said, paying for the reason behind the price.
Exactly. It's not just a product. It's the craftsmanship, the ethics, the design, the service that justifies the cost. That justification is absolutely key.
Which brings us crashing back to that vulnerable middle section of the barbell, the squeezed middle.
Yeah, the really tricky spot. They're caught, aren't they?
Completely. They haven't got the scale to compete with Aldi or Amazon on price.
But they also lack that unique story, that premium experience, that investment needed to justify higher prices, like a Harrods or a successful niche online brand. They end up just being average. Average products, average prices, average service.
And we've seen the casualties on the high street, haven't we? Those old department stores, the mid-market fashion chains that used to be everywhere.
Absolutely. They're struggling. They can't compete with the ultra-fast fashion giants like Shein on one side.
And they can't offer that really high-end, personalized service or unique product story on the other.
I remember that old local jewelers, been there 50 years. Now people either pop into the big chain in the shopping center for something quick and cheap, or they go online and commission something special from an independent designer. That middle ground.
Yeah.
It's just vanishing.
And technology, e-commerce, it's sped all this up.
Oh, massively. You didn't necessarily create the split, but it's been a huge accelerator. Online just removes the physical limits, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, value players like Shein or Amazon can scale almost infinitely online. Think how fast they turn over stock. But at the same time, digital tools give premium brands amazing ways to personalize offers, tell their stories through video, connect directly.
So for the SMEs, the small and medium businesses, it feels like a war on two fronts. Online price competition, and they can't afford the flashy flagship stores either.
That's the challenge. They're facing constant price pressure online, and they can't realistically recreate the experiential theater of a luxury brand's main store.
So if the middle is so dangerous, is the answer just to try and be a bit flexible, offer a bit of everything?
That sounds sensible, but it's actually the trap. In this barbell world, trying to be flexible often just means you end up being average at everything. You really have to choose a side. You have to commit.
Okay, so there is a path forward.
Yes, absolutely. And the good news is, smaller retailers actually have a potential advantage here. They can't win on price. No way. But they're perfectly placed to win on things like connection, genuine expertise, authenticity. Their best bet, almost always, is to make a decisive move towards that premium end.
Right. So how do they actually do that? If they have a physical shop and maybe a website, that combination is an asset.
It's a massive asset if they rethink the physical space completely. Tactic number one has to be make the store a destination, not just a place to hold stock.
More than just shelves of products.
Way more. It's got to be about high-touch engagement. It needs to offer something that justifies the visit, justifies the potentially higher price. Remember that cook shop example we mentioned?
Yeah.
They shouldn't just be selling mixers. They should be running hands-on bread-making classes, maybe pasta workshops.
Ah, I see. So the experience sells the product.
Precisely. The class might cost, say, 50 quid. But learning that skill, connecting with the expert running it, that makes buying the 300 quid mixer feel natural, valuable. It builds trust. The staff become advisors, not just shop assistants.
Okay, so the physical space becomes experiential. What's tactic two?
Use digital channels to reinforce that premium position. It's the engine of exclusivity, the place you tell your story.
Digital storytelling, you mean? More than just product photos again.
Much more. High-quality videos, blog posts that explain why something is worth the money. If you sell, handmade ceramics, show the potter at work, talk about the glaze, the process. Transparency builds value and justifies the cost.
So the online presence has to really back up the premium feel, not undermine it with constant sales messages?
Exactly. It has to be consistent. Which leads to tactic three, linking the physical and digital worlds seamlessly.
Things like click and collect. Or returning online orders in store.
Yes. Often people see those as just convenient extras, but strategically, for a premium SME, they're vital.
Why?
Because they bring the customer back into that physical, high-touch environment. It creates another chance for that expert staff member, the one who ran the bread class, to connect, offer advice, maybe suggest something else relevant.
And you can use data here, too.
Absolutely. Knowing their online behavior, their purchase history, you can personalize that in-store interaction.
Yeah.
Make them feel understood and valued. It strengthens the relationship.
Okay, so reimagined store, digital storytelling, seamless connection. Is there anything else?
Yes, and it's arguably the most powerful tool, especially for SMEs, community.
Building a community around the brand.
Exactly. This is where they can build a really sustainable, defensible advantage, moving beyond just selling things to creating a sense of belonging.
How does that work in practice? Loyalty programs.
Yes, but not just discount-based ones. For these premium brands, loyalty should reward access and belonging. Think exclusive VIP events, early access to new products, maybe special content just for members. It's about making people feel part of an inner circle, not just giving them 10% off.
Right, making them feel special.
And this ties into becoming a thought leader in your niche. If you consistently share genuine expertise through blogs, videos, workshops, you build authority. People come to trust your knowledge.
So you're selling the expertise first, almost.
In a way, yes. And the products become the natural things people need to act on that expertise. It builds a level of trust that, frankly, Amazon just can't replicate.
It's really clear then, this barbell effect isn't just some abstract theory. It's forcing a real urgent choice for retailers in the UK right now.
Absolutely. That middle ground is just structurally weak and it's disappearing. You have to commit.
So the two winning paths are pretty clear.
Very clear. Either you pursue value through incredible scale and efficiency, which is tough for most, or you pursue value through quality, through experience, through that emotional connection. And for most SMEs, that second path, embracing the premium end wholeheartedly, is the future. Trying to compete on price alone is usually futile, but competing on experience can build loyalty that lasts.
A really insightful look at how things are changing. It seems then, if customers, if you listening, are increasingly willing to pay for authenticity and a great experience.
The crucial question for any retailer isn't really what's the cheapest thing I can sell. It's got to be what's the most compelling story, the most valuable experience I can offer to truly justify my worth.
A fascinating point to ponder. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of the changing face of retail.
You've been listening to Retail Pricing Unlocked, brought to you by InsightTrack. For more resources, case studies, and expert support, visit insighttrack.com. Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and join us again next week.